We're off to a speedy start with Okayoki leading the pack, closely followed by Duff Dad from Team Life for Speed and Greenwich in third. Okayoki is holding a strong position as they navigate the first turn. Duff Dad seems eager to catch up, trying to find a gap. Greenyeb isn't far behind, keeping the pressure on. This is shaping up to be an exciting battle right out of the gate. Lord of the Jungle is now in Fower after successfully overtaking Lacroix 1980 from Team Blast. Lobardo has advanced to Pate, having passed Ayarafael. Additionally, one serious guy has moved up to P12 by overtaking the man. Lobardo has successfully overtaken Cedric, moving into Seven. The battle between Lobardo and the Eagle, MK5 and Cedric in the Crossel 15F remains intense. Meanwhile, one serious guy has also made progress, advancing to P11 after overtaking the man. The dynamics are shifting as these positions continue to change. Rafael has successfully moved into Pate after overtaking Cedric. Meanwhile, Hugrid 3 has gained a position, now in P20 after passing Jasak 72. The battle for P20 is heating up as Hugrid 3 in the McLaren Mentene and Jasak 72 in the Lotus 70 are closely matched, vying for dominance in that position. Amin Sunzan and Maya have successfully moved up to P22, executing a clean overtake on Jazak 72. The maneuver was precise, indicating good strategic timing as they navigated through the corners. The gap between them and the next car in P21 is now just a couple of seconds. Sabina 27 and Hugger 3 are locked in a tight battle for P19, exchanging positions as they navigate the track. Meanwhile, East John 7 and Akembokum have successfully moved up to P23 after overtaking Amundsen and Maya. The competition is heating up as these cars continue to jostle for position. Deplorably, Apple currently holds P21, closely followed by Uyus John 7 and Nukam Buckham in their Eagle M5s. As they approach turn 5, Uyus John 7 makes a move on the inside, attempting to take P21. They are side by side heading into the corner. Nukam Buckham looks for an opportunity to capitalize on any mistake. As they exit the turn, it's a tight race with all three cars within a second of each other. Now, as they enter the long straight, Uyus John 7 has managed to overtake Deplorably Apple, moving into P21 26. However, Nukam Buckham is not far behind, looking to slipstream and regain lost ground. The battle continues as they head into the next turn. Bobardo is indeed closing in on Loquaison 1980, reducing the gap to 2.6 seconds as they navigate through the track. Deplorable Apple has made significant progress, moving up to P20 after overtaking Subinit 27. The battle for P20 continues as both drivers push hard, with Subinit 27 looking to reclaim that position. Let's see how this dynamic unfolds. Hey Adelbach, welcome back to the racetrack. Buckle up and get ready for some AI action. Racing car dashing away. Bobardo and the Eagle MK5 is closely tailing AI Rafael in the Legrand Bacilleven as they approach the final sector. There's about a car length separating them now. Bobardo makes a move on the inside at the hairpin, but AI Rafael holds his position, maintaining the line. Heading into the straightaway, Bobardo manages to catch up, utilizing the slipstream. They're side by side now, entering the next turn. AI Rafael has the inside line, while Bobardo tries to carry more speed around the outside. They both exit the corner nearly neck and neck, but Arafael retains Steven for the moment. Further back, it looks like there's a slight gap forming as they battle, allowing the cars behind to close in. The race dynamics are tense as we see these two drivers push their machines to the limit. Bobardo and the Eagle MK5 and Rafael and the Legrand MK11 are locked in a tight battle for the 7th position. Bobardo is currently ahead as they approach the hairpin turn, but are gaining ground on the straight. They exit the turn almost side by side. Rafael makes a bold move on the inside. Overtake attempt successful. Rafael takes Steven, while Bobardo is now in pate. The two are still very close, with Bobardo not giving up just yet, looking for a chance to reclaim that position. Eus John 7 and Ukembakam, have successfully moved up to position 20 after overtaking Hugger 3. The maneuver was clean, showcasing effective use of the racing line. The competition remains tight as they settle into their new positions. Bobardo in the Eagle Mk5 is currently holding off Arafeo, who's behind him in the Legrand Mach 11, as they navigate through turn 4. Bobardo maintains a slight lead, but Arafeo is closing in, preparing for an overtake. They both exit turn 5 with Bobardo still in front. But Arafeo's acceleration out of the corner seems to give him an advantage. As they approach the next straight, Arafeo pulls alongside Bobardo, making a move for 7. It's a tight race now, and they are side by side heading into turn 6. Bobardo holds his line, but Rafael is not giving up easily. The tension is rising in this battle for position. La Croissant 1980 has advanced to 5 after successfully overtaking the gentleman on the inside at turn 3. The maneuver was executed with precision, showcasing excellent timing and control. The gentleman now drops back to 6, while La Croissant 1980 gains momentum as they head towards the next section of the track. Feds has made an impressive move up to P22, successfully overtaking 7 at 27. Meanwhile, Tenkaminen 704 has climbed to P24 after getting past Jesek 72. In a close battle for P26, Amundsen and Maya in their Eagle Mk5 are vying against Captain Potato, who is piloting the Lotus 70. The competition is heating up as they jockey for position. The man in the Eagle Mk5 is currently engaged in a tight battle for 11th place against Plaintrain Animafan and Sir Ironbot, both driving the Lotus 70. The two Lotuses are working together to try and overtake the Eagle. Plaintrain Animafan makes a bold maneuver on the inside, but doesn't quite clear the corner. Sir Ironbot seems to be waiting for an opportunity to pounce as they approach the next turn. The gap between them is minimal, and it looks like this fight for position is heating up with every lap. The gentleman has successfully moved into 5, executing a clean overtake on La Croissant 1980. This maneuver has shifted the dynamics of the race as the gentleman increases his pace. Meanwhile, La Poisson 1980 will need to regroup and strategize for a potential counterattack. The positions are tightening up in the midfield as drivers jockey for advantageous lines. Captain Potato has successfully moved up to B25, executing an overtaking maneuver on Jazak 72. The positioning indicates a solid drive from Captain Potato, as they continue to improve their standings in the race. As we resume the action, Jazak 72 is currently in 26th place, closely contested by Amundsen and Maya, who are both driving an Eagle Mk5. The gap between them is minimal, with each driver vying for position. Meanwhile, in the battle for 28th place, Katsushok and Amy are also in a fierce contest against Twitch 5. Katsushok and Amy are both piloting a Lotus 70, while Twitch 5 is handling another Eagle Mk5. The dynamics among these drivers are tight, with potential overtakes imminent as they navigate through the corners. Boadolini Eagle Mk5 is currently trying to hold off Aerofail in the Le Grand Mach 11 as they approach the tight corner section. Bobardo takes a defensive line into the corner, maintaining his position in 7. Aerofail is close behind, looking for an opportunity to overtake. As they exit the corner, Aerofail gets a strong exit and pulls alongside Bobardo on the straight. They are now side by side, heading into the next turn, with Aerofail inching ahead. Bobardo fights back, but it looks like Aerofail has the preferred line going into the corner. Aerofail successfully overtakes Bobardo, moving up to 7 while Bobardo drops to 8. The battle for those positions was intense, showcasing some skilled driving from both racers. Deplorably Apple is currently in 19th position, closely followed by Ilijon Savin and Nukembokum, both in their Eagle Mk5 cars. The McLaren 10A of Deplorable Apple is holding its ground as the battle intensifies. Overtakes are being attempted as Ilijon Savin makes a move on the inside, but Deplorable Apple defends well, maintaining the position. Meanwhile, Nukambakam looks for an opportunity to capitalize on any mistake. The three cars are nearly nose to tail, showcasing a tight race dynamic as they navigate through the track's twists and turns. No positions have changed yet, but the pressure is certainly mounting. Lord of the Jungle has secured P3 after successfully overtaking the Gentleman, who is now in Faura. The Gentleman has also made a move, overtaking Graninjeb, pushing Granjeb down to 5. Meanwhile, there's an intense battle for P28 between Kazashuk and Amy, both in a Lotus 70, while Twitch-5'd in an Eagle MK5 is also part of this fight. The positions are tightening as they navigate through the track. Graninjeb has encountered issues and has dropped 16 positions, now sitting in P31. Meanwhile, Neotaxum has made a successful overtake on Rizaldi Adha, moving up to 15. Rizaldi Adha has responded by overtaking Deplorably Apple, advancing to 16. Sabina 27 and Feds are locked in a tight battle for 21st position. Sabina 27 is currently in the lead of this duel, holding off Feds, who is aggressively trying to overtake on the inside. As they approach the next turn, Feds makes a calculated maneuver, pulling alongside Sabina 27. It's a neck-and-neck situation as they exit the corner. Feds edges ahead slightly, but Sabina 27 fights back on the straight, reclaiming the position. The two cars are still within inches of each other as they head into the next lap. Aren't. Aerofail has successfully moved into 6 after executing an overtake on Bobado. The two cars are now engaged in a close battle for that position. Aerofail is piloting a Legrand Mach 11, while Bobado is behind the wheel of an Eagle MK5. The dynamics between these two vehicles will be interesting to watch as they navigate the track. Zeist Forn BDJ, in the McLaren 10A, is currently ahead of ISI 1212, in the Eagle MK5, as they approach the final sector. Zeist Forn BDJ has managed to maintain a slight edge, but ISI 1212 is closing the gap quickly. The AI-driven cars are showcasing their agility as they navigate tight corners. ISI 1212 makes a move on the inside at the hairpin, executing a daring overtake and now takes P13. Z4 and BJ will need to respond swiftly to regain that position. They head into the straight, with S4 and BSD trying to draft behind ISI 1212 for a potential counterattack. Red Panama has successfully moved up to P28 after overtaking Twitch 5. The maneuver was clean and executed well on the inside of the turn. Meanwhile, in P27, we see an intense battle as both drivers are closely matched. Red Panama is now looking to close the gap to the next competitor ahead. Suzanne Greenberg in the Lotus 70 is currently locked in a tight battle for 30th position, Groningjib in the Legrand Mach 11. As they approach the final corner, Suzanne attempts an inside line but Groningjib holds firm on the outside. They are side by side down the main straight, with Groningjib edging slightly ahead as they hit the braking zone. The drag race continues as they head into turn 1, with both cars maintaining equal pace. No overtakes yet, but the tension is palpable as they navigate through the next few turns. Lord of the Jungle is now 2.4 seconds behind Duff Dad, making a strong push for the lead. Meanwhile, Turbo Turtle is holding steady in third position, maintaining a 5-second gap from the leaders. In the back, Speed Demon has just overtaken Quicksilver for 6th place, showcasing impressive acceleration on the straight. The dynamics are shifting as we approach the next turn. Kitsune Draco has successfully moved up to 17, executing an overtake on Deplorable Apple. The two are now engaged in a close battle for that position. Pegs has also made progress, advancing to P22, after overtaking Tankamina 7 Hole. The race dynamics are shifting as these positions continue to change. ISI 1212 has successfully moved up to P13, after overtaking SD4 and Bezicjak Deutsch. The two cars are currently engaged in a fierce battle for position. ISI 1212, piloting the Eagle Mk5, is maintaining a slight advantage over Setsfor and BJ, who is driving the McLaren Net 10A. The dynamics of this duel could shift rapidly as they navigate the next corners. Woonzeria's Guy and Issy 1212 are currently locked in a tight battle for P12 Dutch. Woonzeria's Guy, piloting the Mackie Mk12, is closely trailing Issy 1212 in the Eagle Mk5 Dada 12. Both cars are fighting for position as they navigate the track. Meanwhile, Eus John 7 and Nukembokim have successfully moved up to P18 after overtaking Kitsune Draco. Now, they find themselves in a close contest for that same position, as Kitsune Draco, driving the McLaren 10A, aims to reclaim his spot. Both Yuzon 7 and Nukembokim are in their Eagle Mk5s, maintaining pressure on each other as the race dynamics unfold. As the race progresses, Kitsune Draco in the McLaren 10A is currently battling with Eus John 7 and Nukembokim, both driving Eagle Mk5s for 18th place. Kitsune Draco is holding a defensive line as they navigate through the turns, while Eus John 7 attempts an inside move on the straight but isn't quite able to complete the overtake. Nukembokim remains right on their tail, looking for an opportunity to take advantage of any mistake. The competitive dynamics among these three cars are intensifying as they jockey for position. Deplorably, Apple has gained ground, now in 16, after successfully overtaking Rizaldi Adhadata. Meanwhile, Grinning Angel has improved their position to P29, having overtaken Twitch 5. The race continues to see some strategic moves as drivers jockey for better placements. Eustion 7 and Nukembokim have successfully moved up to position 18 after overtaking Kitsune Draco. Meanwhile, Kitsune Draco is engaged in a close battle with Hugger 3 for position 19. At the same time, Hugger 3 is also fighting off Sabina 27, who is attempting to take position 20. The midfield is getting competitive as these drivers jostle for position. Lord of the Jungle is now in P2, after successfully overtaking the Gentleman on the last lap. Meanwhile, the Gentleman has regained his footing by moving back up to P3, overtaking Duffdad in the process. The dynamics are shifting as these positions tighten the competition. Kitsune Draco has just made a move on Feds, pulling ahead slightly as they enter the first turn. The two cars are neck and neck, with Kitsune Draco managing to inch ahead on the inside line. Feds is holding tight, not letting go of the slipstream. As they approach the hairpin, Feds dives to the inside, an aggressive overtake attempt. Feds takes the position back, but Kitsune Draco isn't giving up. They remain close behind, using the draft effectively on the straight. Coming into the next corner, Kitsune Draco looks for an opening on the outside but can't quite make it stick. The battle for P20 continues to heat up. Duff Dad has successfully moved up to P2, executing a clean overtake on Lord of the Jungle. Meanwhile, Arfaya has advanced to 5 after getting past La Corsa in 1980. Tenkaman 704 has also made progress, climbing to P23 by overtaking Jazak 72. Bobardo has significantly reduced the gap to Cedric, now just 7.4 seconds behind. Lord of the Jungle is also making progress, cutting down the distance to Bobardo by 20 seconds. Meanwhile, A. Raphael is gaining on the Gentleman, closing in with a 12.3 second difference. Suzanne Greenberg has made a significant move, advancing through the field and overtaking 15 cars to secure position 16. Hui also shows impressive pace, gaining 8 positions to reach 17. Meanwhile, Uyuzjon 7 and Nukembokim are not far behind, each overtaking 6 cars to climb to P18. The midfield battle is heating up as these drivers push for advantageous positions. Raphael has successfully moved into P9, executing a clean overtake on the Gentleman. The battle for this position continues as both drivers are closely matched, with Raphael in the Legrand Caledon and the Gentleman in the McLaren Tenewale. The dynamics between these two drivers are intense, showcasing their skills as they navigate the track. Cedric is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Plane Train anime fan, Asarironbot by 20.8 seconds. Meanwhile, Jasak 72 has successfully overtaken Captain Potato, moving up to 12th place. The dynamics are shifting as we observe these changes in position. Welcome back, Rakowski. Why the race cars missed you as much as we did. Buckle up, it's gonna be a wild ride. Racing car dashing away. Stefan Dietz made an impressive move, overtaking 4 cars to secure 15. Right behind, Deplorable is also gaining ground, taking 16 with a similar maneuver, also passing 4 vehicles. Meanwhile, 10 coming in 704 is not far behind, moving into 17 after overtaking 4 cars as well. The race is heating up as these drivers are showing strong aggression in their positions. The gentleman in the McLaren 10A has just made a move on the man in the Eagle M5, successfully overtaking him and securing Pen. Meanwhile, Captain Potato and Groningen are locked in a tight battle for P20. Captain Potato is holding his ground in the Lotus 70, while Groningen in the Legrand McLaren is looking for an opening to overtake. The dynamic between these two pairs is heating up as they navigate through the track. Hugger 3 in the McLaren 10A is currently holding on to P13, with EU's Johnson and Nukem Bochum closely behind in their Eagle MK5s. It's a tight battle as they approach the sharp left turn. EU's Johnson makes a move on the inside. They're side by side now. Nukem Bochum is also looking to capitalize on this, trying to get a slipstream. As they exit the turn, it looks like EU's John 7 has gained the position, moving into P13, while Hugger 3 drops to P14. Nukem Bochum is still in pursuit, attempting to find an opening for an overtake. The dynamics are shifting rapidly here as they head down the straightaway. EU's John 7 and Nukem Bochum have successfully climbed to P13 after overtaking Hugger 3. Meanwhile, Groningen has made a solid move into P919 by passing Jasak 72. Additionally, ISI 1212 from Team No Name Racing has advanced to P28, overtaking Twitch 5. The dynamics of the race are shifting as these drivers gain positions. As the race progresses, Plain Trinanimafan in the Lotus 70 and Sir Ironbot are closely matched in their battle for 5th position against Cydric in the Crossel 50th. Currently, Plainer Train and Imfan holds a slight edge, having executed a clean line through the last corner, while Sir Ironbot is applying pressure right behind. Cydric is not far behind either, maintaining a competitive pace but struggling to find a way past the two ahead. Planettrain and Fan just made a defensive maneuver at turn 1, keeping Sirarimbot at bay. Meanwhile, Cedric is looking for an opportunity to capitalize on any mistakes from the duo ahead. The tension is building as they approach the next series of turns, with overtakes possible at any moment. Cedric has gained momentum, moving up to 5 after a successful overtake on both Planettrain and Imifan, and Sirarimbot. Meanwhile, in the battle for P21, Captain Potato in the Lotus 70 is closely pursued by Wazirius Guy in the McKee MK12. The tension is palpable as they jockey for position, showcasing some strategic driving. Cedric is currently in 5th place, driving across all 15 in 5th, closely battling with Planettrain Animefan and Sirarimbot, both in Lotus 70s. The three cars are tightly packed as they navigate the track with precise maneuvers. Meanwhile, Deplorably Apple has made a significant gain, moving up to 16th place after successfully overtaking Tenkamina 74. The race dynamics are shifting as positions are contested, and drivers push for every advantage. Neo-Texum maintains position in P12 with the Legrand M. Khalivi, closely pursued by Use John 7 and Nukembokum in their Eagle MK5s. Use John 7 attempts an inside line at the hairpin, but is unable to make the pass stick. Meanwhile, Nukembokum looks for an opportunity to overtake Use John 7 as they exit the corner. The gap between the three cars remains tight, indicating a fierce battle for that 12th spot. As they enter the back straight, Neo-Texum has managed to pull slightly ahead, but Use John 7 is not far behind, setting up for another potential challenge. Deplorably Apple has successfully moved into 13 after a clean overtake of Hugbed 3. This has sparked a battle between the two for that position, with both cars closely matched in speed. Meanwhile, Greninjib has also made progress, advancing to 17 by overtaking Tenkaming in 704. The race remains competitive as drivers jockey for positions. Aya Rafael has advanced to Pate after successfully overtaking Bobardo. Meanwhile, Twitch 5 has made a notable progress, moving up to P29 by getting past Feds. Okayoki 3 maintains the lead in Pone with the Eagle MK5, closely contested by Duff Dad and the Crossel 50 and Fat. The gap between them is minimal as they navigate the course. The gentleman has made a significant move up to P9, successfully overtaking Bobardo, who is now in 10. The ongoing battle for P9 continues as the gentleman in the McLaren 10 tries to solidify his position against Bobardo, driving the Eagle MK5. The dynamics of this race are shifting rapidly as these competitors push their limits. Bernini does advance to 16, successfully overtaking Tenkamen 704. In response, Tenkamen 704 has climbed to 17 by passing the SD4 and Bizic. Meanwhile, Jasak 72 has gained a position, moving to P19 after overtaking 7 at 27. The race is tightening up as positions are shifting consistently. Car Jasak 72 has successfully moved up to 18th position after making a clean overtake on Sest4 and Bizic. This marks a notable advancement in the standings as the race continues to unfold. Kazushok in the Lotus 70 has taken the inside line going into turn 3, applying pressure to Amy, who is closely following behind. Kitsune Draco in the McLaren 10A is maintaining pace just ahead, but Kazushok executes a clean overtake on Amy, moving up to P24. Amy is now trying to recover, gaining speed on the straight. Meanwhile, Kitsune Draco is defending against both cars, expertly navigating through the corners to hold on to P23. The battle for P24 continues as they head into the next lap. Batima. Okayoki 3 and Duff Dad are locked in a tight battle for the lead, with Okayoki 3 in the Eagle MK5 and Duff Dad in the Crossel 50 and Fat. The tension is palpable as they jockey for position. Meanwhile, Grain Jib has advanced to 13 after successfully overtaking Hugger 3. In another move, Deplorably Apple has also made progress, moving up to 16 by passing Tankaman in 704. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers push their limits. Sabina 27 has successfully overtaken 64 and Beta J, advancing to position 19. The move was executed smoothly as they approached the final turn, showcasing a solid racing line. Meanwhile, Est4 and BHA will need to regroup and find a way to regain that position. CS4 and BHA has successfully moved up to P19 after a clean overtake on Sabina 27. The maneuver was executed on the inside of the corner, showcasing good strategy and timing. Meanwhile, the top positions remain tight as the leaders continue to battle for supremacy. La Croissant 1980 has significantly closed the gap on Duff Dead, reducing it by 2.4 seconds. Meanwhile, Cedric in the Crossel 15F is battling closely with Lord of the Jungle in the McLaren 10A for 6th position. The competition is tight as both drivers push their limits on the track. Rezaldiada has advanced to P30, successfully overtaking Feds in a strategic maneuver. The pace is picking up as we see more action in the midfield. ISI 1212 and Twitch 5 continue their intense battle for P28, with neither driver giving an inch. Feds has successfully moved up to P30 after overtaking Rez Aldi Adha, who is now trying to reclaim that position. The fight between Feds and Rez Aldi Adha for P30 is heating up, showcasing some close racing dynamics as both cars jockey for position. Cydrak has successfully moved into 5, executing a clean overtake on both Plaintrain Animefan and Sirian Bob. Meanwhile, ISI 1212 has advanced to P27, after overtaking Suzanne Greenberg. The race continues to show dynamic movement in the positions. Aminson and Maya have successfully moved up to P25, executing a clean overtake on Kitsune Draco. Both are now engaged in a fierce battle for that position. Aminson and Maya are piloting the Eagle Mk5, while Kitsune Draco is in the McLaren 10A, making for an interesting dynamic between the cars. Meanwhile, Suzanne Greenberg has climbed to P28, after overtaking Twitch5. The race continues to evolve as positions shift among the drivers. Reningit in the Legrand Mach11 and Hugfrey in the McLaren 10A are locked in a tight battle for 14th position. It's a close contest as they navigate through the corners. Meanwhile, Suzanne Greenberg has successfully moved up to 29th place after overtaking Feds. The race dynamics are shifting as positions are contested. Kleine Train Anima Fan and Sirirenbot have just secured 5 after successfully overtaking Cedric. In the meantime, Raphael has also made a move up to 7, passing Lord of the Jungle. Now, we have an intense battle for 7 as Raphael, in the Legrand Mach11, is closely contesting with Lord of the Jungle in the McLaren 10A. The dynamics between these two cars are heating up, with both drivers pushing their limits to gain that crucial position. Reningit has successfully moved up to 15, executing a clean overtake on Tenkamen 704. As they navigate through the tight corners, the gap between them is now clear. Tenkamen 7 will need to regroup quickly to avoid losing more positions. Suzanne Greenberg is currently in P29, closely trailing Feds in P28. The battle is heating up as they approach the first turn. Greenberg, piloting the Lotus 70, makes a move on the inside, but Feds in the McLaren 10 maintains position. They exit the turn neck and neck. Greenberg attempts to slipstream down the straight, but Feds holds a slight edge. The gap is minimal as they enter the next corner. It's a fierce competition for the lower positions, with both drivers pushing their limits. Reningit has successfully moved into 15, completing an overtake on Tenkamen 704. The two drivers are currently locked in a tight battle for that position, with Reningit in the Legrand Mach11 and Tenkamen 7 on 4 in the Eagle M5 Vauxhall. Meanwhile, Red Panama has advanced to P22, after overtaking Captain Potato from Team Racing Potatoes. The dynamics of the race are shifting as these drivers jockey for position. Lord of the Jungle and the Gentleman are currently locked in a tight contest for Pate, with position changes happening frequently as they navigate the track. Temkamenin Sagan 4 has successfully overtaken Deplorable from Team Live for Speed. Moving up to 16, the race remains competitive as drivers push for every advantage. Suzanne Greenberg in the Lotus 70 has just made a move on Rizaldi Adha in the McLaren 10A for P30. As they approach the first turn, Greenberg executes a late braking maneuver, pulling alongside Adha. The two cars are neck and neck as they exit the corner. Adha counters with a strong acceleration down the straight, but Greenberg is holding her ground. They are still side by side, heading into the next turn, both drivers demonstrating impressive control and skill. Greenberg manages to pull ahead slightly as they enter the braking zone, taking P30 from Adha et al. Meanwhile, the rest of the field continues to race hard, but the battle between Greenberg and Adha is certainly drawing attention as they jockey for position. Adha isn't giving up yet, looking for an opportunity to reclaim P30. The race dynamics have shifted as Planetrainer Ivan and Sir Ironbot have experienced difficulties, dropping to 31st position. Meanwhile, Babardo has successfully overtaken Neotexum, and is now in 10th place. Neotexum has responded by moving up to 11th, passing both US John Sivin and Nokambokan in the process. The competition remains intense as drivers continue to vie for position. Currently, Jasak 72 has gained ground, advancing to 16 after successfully overtaking Tankaman 704. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 has also made progress, moving up to P18 with a clean overtake of Estforn Bizajachdite. However, the competition isn't over for Sabina 27, as they are now engaged in a close battle for P18 against C4 Bizaj, who is looking to reclaim that position. The race dynamics continue to shift as these drivers push for better placements. Lacrosan 1980 is now in P2 after successfully overtaking Duff Dad from Team Life for Speed. Meanwhile, there's a tight contest for P12 as Usjung 7, in an Eagle Mk5 battles with Nukembokum, also in an Eagle Mk5, and Greninjib, who is driving a Legrand McEleven. In the background, Sabinit 27 has advanced to 17, having just overtaken Jazak 72. The battle for P12 is heating up between Usjong 7 and Nukembokum, both in Eagle Mk5s, with Greninjib close behind, in a Legrand McEleven. Usjong 7 is currently defending well against Nukembokum's attempts to overtake, while Greninjib looks for an opportunity to capitalize on any mistakes. Meanwhile, SD4 and BDH and Waziri Sky are locked in a duel for P19. SD4 and BDH is pushing hard in the McLaren 10A, trying to maintain the lead over Wanzirius Guy in the Maki Mk12, who is applying pressure. The dynamic between these competitors is crucial as they navigate through the circuit, looking for the perfect moment to make their moves. Bobardo has made significant progress, now sitting in 6th after overtaking 4 cars, including Lord of the Jungle. Meanwhile, Duff Dad is also on the rise, having moved into P2 by successfully overtaking Lacroan 1980 from Team Blast. The race dynamics are shifting quickly with these recent moves. Kitsune Draco is now at a distance of 2.9 seconds behind Red Panama, steadily reducing the gap with each lap. Meanwhile, in the mid-pack, Blue Hawk 69 has executed a successful overtake on Dark Shadow, keeping his position secure in 6th place. Up front, the lead remains with Speedster in 101, who has maintained a comfortable margin of 5.4 seconds over second-place racer, Driftmaster 88. The dynamics are shifting as we approach the next corner. Watch for potential strategies from Kitsune Draco to close in further on Red Panama. Planetrain and Ethan and Sir Ironbot have made significant progress, each gaining position swiftly. They've overtaken 14 cars, now securing 17. Meanwhile, Henkamanine 74 has also shown impressive speed, moving up 4 spots to claim P21. Winzeria's guy is not far behind, matching that effort with 4 overtakes as well, now sitting in P24. The field continues to tighten as these drivers push forward. S4 BJ in the McLaren Mentone is currently putting up a strong fight against Groningen in the Legrand P11 for P19. As they approach the hairpin, S4 BJ manages to pull alongside Groningen, looking for an opening. A late braking maneuver by S4 BJ allows him to take the inside line, and he successfully overtakes Groningen. As they exit the corner, Groningen attempts to regain the position but can't quite get close enough to challenge. S4 BJ now stabilizes his lead, while Groningen falls back slightly, maintaining a gap of about 3 car lengths. The battle continues as they head down the straight, with Groningen looking for any opportunity to close in again. S4 BJ in the McLaren Mentone has just made a move on Groningen in the Legrand 11 for P19. The two cars are closely matched in speed, but S4 BJ managed to get a better exit out of the previous corner, pulling ahead slightly down the straight. Groningen is now applying pressure, looking for an opening to retake that position. The battle remains intense as they approach the next turn. Kazashok has encountered issues and has dropped back to 25th position, losing 9 spots. Suzanne Greenberg also faces challenges, falling back to 27th after 10 position drop. Meanwhile, the gentleman has made a notable move up to 8th position, successfully overtaking Bobardo. Stefan BJ in the McLaren 10A and Groningen in the Legrand 11 are locked in a tight battle for 17th position. Zace Form BJ made a move on the inside at turn 5, taking advantage of Greninjab's slight hesitation. However, Greninjab quickly countered by positioning the Legrand McAleven on the optimal racing line, aiming to retake the position on the next straight. The gap between them is less than a car length as they approach the hairpin, with both drivers showing excellent precision in their cornering. It's shaping up to be an intense duel. Jasak72 has successfully moved into P11 after executing a clean overtake on Captain Potato. Their maneuver showcased precise timing and acceleration out of the last turn. Captain Potato is now in P12, adjusting strategies to regain lost ground. The battle for positions continues as the cars enter the next straight. Hughes Jonseven and Nukembokim have successfully moved up to P25, executing clean overtakes on both Kazashok and Amy. This adjustment in position signifies a strategic maneuver as they navigate through the field. The dynamics of the race are tightening as the cars jostle for position. Bobado has successfully overtaken the gentleman, moving up to P8. Meanwhile, Winserious Guy has gained a position as well, now in P21 after passing Kitsunedricor. The battle for P29 is heating up, with Twitch 5 and Issy 1000 closely contesting that spot. Stayform BJ in the McLaren Mentone is currently holding off Greninjab, who drives the Legrand MK11, as they battle for 17th position. Stayform BJ has just executed a successful defensive maneuver into turn 3, maintaining his lead. However, Greninjab is closely tailing him, looking for an opportunity to overtake. As they approach the long straight, Greninjab is gaining speed and seems poised to make a move. The tension builds as they head toward the next corner. Sabine27 has successfully moved up to P13, after overtaking Neotexum. In the battle for 17, Stayform BJ in the McLaren Tenor A is closely contesting with Greninjab in the Legrand McAleven. Red Panama is gaining on Tenkamen in 704, reducing the gap by 2.4 seconds. Deplorably, Apple has successfully moved up to P23, executing a clean overtake on both Amundsen and Maya. This shift in positions reflects a well-timed maneuver as they navigated through the tight section of the track. The race continues with a close battle ahead. Deplorable has successfully moved up to P22, executing a clean overtake on Kitsune-Draka. The two are currently engaged in a close battle for position, with both cars demonstrating competitive speed. Deplorable from Team Life for Speed is pushing hard to maintain the lead in this ongoing duel. Aminon and Maya have just executed a tight overtake on Deplorable Apple, heading into turn 7, gaining the advantage for P23. The Eagle MK5 seems to be handling well through the corners, while the McLaren 10A is struggling to keep pace. Deplorable is trying to counterattack on the straights but can't quite catch up. As they approach the final sector, Amundsen and Maya maintain a narrow lead with impressive cornering speed. The battle for P23 continues to be close as they head into the last few turns. Cargo 3 has just overtaken Seat 4BZ on the inside of turn 5, moving into 17. Best 4BZ is not giving up though, and is immediately looking to reclaim the position as they head into the next corner. Meanwhile, there's a tight pack forming just ahead with cars in 15 and 16. The race dynamics are heating up as these drivers push their limits. Currently, Okoki 3 has taken the lead, moving into pole after successfully overtaking Duff Dad. In the battle for P18, Einstein 4 and BDJ in the McLaren 10A is closely contesting with Tenkamin 74, driving the Eagle MK5. The two cars are neck and neck, showcasing some competitive driving as they jostle for position. Stave 4 and BH has successfully moved up to 17, executing a clean overtake on Hago 3. The maneuver was precise, showcasing ST4's strategic approach as they navigate through the pack. Meanwhile, Hugo 3 appears to be regrouping, maintaining P18 for now. Stenform BZH has successfully moved into 17th position after overtaking Hugget 3. Meanwhile, Hugget 3 is currently engaged in a tight battle with Tenkamin 704 for 18th place. Hugget 3 is piloting a McLaren 10A, while Tenkamin 704 is in an Eagle MK5. The competition between these two is intensifying as they jockey for position. Hugsary. In the McLaren then Tinay is closely trailing Tenka Mean 704 in the Eagle Mk5 as they approach the tight corner. Third 3 makes a move on the inside, gaining ground. They are side by side through the corner. But Tenkamin in 704 holds the line and maintains P18 for now. As they exit the turn, Hugged 3 seems to have better acceleration down the straight, pulling ahead slightly. The battle for P18 remains intense as they head into the next corner. Hey there Maraf Society. Welcome back to the racetrack. Buckle up, it's about to get wild. Checkered flag automobile, dashing away. Currently, Okoki 3 has taken the lead, moving into Pone after successfully overtaking Duff Dad. In the mid-pack, Zes4 and BSH has made a notable gain, advancing to 16 by passing both Plaintrain Animefan and Sir Iron Botoy. Additionally, Win Serious Guy has climbed to P20 following an overtake on Red Panama to 2. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers continue to make strategic moves. Hugger 3 has successfully moved into 17, overtaking both Planetrain Animefan and Sir Ironbot. The battle for that position remains intense, with Hugger 3 in the McLaren, Tenor holding off challenges from the Lotus 70 driven by Planetrain Anime and Sir Ironbot. The dynamics between these three are crucial as they jockey for position, with Hugger 3 currently maintaining a slight edge. The race continues to be competitive in this section of the track. Lord of the Jungle is now in 6 after successfully overtaking the man. Meanwhile, the gentleman has climbed to Pate, getting past Bobardo. In a tight contest for P23, Kitsune Draco and Deplora Weeple are engaged in a fierce battle, maintaining close proximity as they compete for position. The gentleman has successfully made an overtake on the man from Team Quark Express, advancing to P7. Meanwhile, in the fight for P21, Red Panama is in a McLaren 10A, closely battling with Amundsen and Maya, who are both in an Eagle MK5 Fischstadt. The competition is heating up as they jostle for position. Cedric has advanced to Pate after successfully overtaking the man, showcasing impressive speed. Meanwhile, Greninjeb has made progress to 15, getting the better of ST4 and BSA in the maneuver. The two are now engaged in a close battle for that 15 position, with Greninjeb piloting a Legrand Mach 11 and Stefan Bezich in a McLaren 10A, both vying for an advantageous position on the track. Coming in 7-4 has successfully advanced to S&Team, executing an overtaking maneuver on Hugger 3. The two drivers are currently engaged in a close battle for that position. 10 Camine 704 is piloting an Eagle Mk5, while Hugger 3 is in a McLaren 10A, highlighting the performance differences between the two cars as they jockey for position. Bobardo has successfully moved up to P9, executing a clean overtake on the man from Team Quark Express. The two are now locked in a fierce battle for that position, with the man not giving up easily. Meanwhile, One Series Guy has advanced to P18 after overtaking both Planetary Nanimifan and Sirarambot in a swift maneuver. The race dynamics are heating up as positions shift and strategies unfold. Planetary Nanimifan and Sirarambot have successfully moved up to position 17, executing a clean overtake on One Serious Guy. The maneuver was precise, showcasing good timing and strategy. The race continues to unfold with tight competition in the midfield.